So, as I mentioned, this is a 1926 Ford Model T. You notice the wheels that they're putting on right now. This was the first year that Ford offered wire wheels. So you could mount them on and off like we do today with lug nuts. Just take the entire wheel off and install it like we think of today. Up until this time, the tires were mounted on the wheels like a bicycle. And if you were wanting to change a tire, you were going to have to peel that tire off the wheel and do it on the side of the road like that. The engine here is a 20 horsepower, 4-cylinder, 177 cubic inches, making 20 horsepower. The idea on the Model T was to make it as rugged and as dependable as possible. In order to make the car more reliable, they decided to get rid of as many extra systems as possible. So the car does not have an oil pump. It uses a series of weights and magnets on the flywheel that actually spin around with the engine and oils everything using gravity. There's no water pump. It works kind of like a coffee pot, in that the hot air or the hot water rises to the top and then it sinks down to the bottom of the radiator as it cools, and it just makes a giant circle through that way. The car even produces its own electricity. On the back of the flywheel are a series of magnets that not only move oil where it needs to go, but it also works as an alternator and creates its own electricity to power the car. As the body's coming on here, this is what's known as a touring car. It was one of the lesser expensive bodies at the time. Today we think of convertibles as being more luxury cars. At this time, convertibles were the inexpensive cars because things like window cranes and glass and interior were very expensive compared to a lot of the other components. So closed cars were the expensive luxury cars, and open cars were inexpensive. Touring cars were really popular because of the low cost, but you could still pile the whole family in it and go to town. This was designed for 5 people. You notice the door open here on the driver's side. 1926 was actually the first year that the Model T had a driver's door. As you'll see, the handbrake and the steering column and the pedal all sort of get in the way of getting in and out of that door. So there was really not much of a reason to have a door before this. They finally just bowed to social convention and had a driver's door. Right now we're really starting to look like a car, and we're sitting at 3 minutes and 28 seconds right now. So remember, the